It has been quite some time since we've come back to the New World, actually been in the New World, since we got the achievement for Terradonage slash Manola and getting 50,000 Artisas, and I feel like we need to turn our attention back here for a little bit of time, mostly because of the excessive pirate raids coming from Jean Le Fortune. Okay, so we are going to be fortifying the New World, but in the same episode, we are also going to be coming back to an island that it's very special to me. It has a very special meaning to it now. And that island is none other than Prosperity. It is definitely the place that we started our major oil exports towards Ditchwater when Ditchwater was our capital. And to be honest, I feel like there's a lot of work here that still needs to be done. And our Lord Duke Patrick has been working tirelessly to get a lot of things done, and I feel like we should help him out a little bit more, expand on the settlement, make Prosperity even better, if that's even possible. So welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Anno 1800. We use one of our airships, our newer airships that actually has Arctic gas in it, to transport a whole bunch of stuff over here so we can get the construction going right now. And what I will say is we are going to be doing a lot of upgrading here today, because as you can clearly see, we do actually have a decent botanical garden over here, which I'm really happy about. That's one thing that Duke Patrick actually did want. But as you can clearly see,
your ship has returned from its voyage.
We have a whole bunch more over here. Where is this?
Ready to fly.
You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be over here. What the heck? Anyway, we still have plenty of room back here to build stuff in, but as you can clearly see, there's a lot of oil fields, and obviously a lot of trees that have been cut down and whatnot. So I'm not entirely certain what we're going to do with these portions yet, but I know that we have this big empty spot over in this corner. So I feel like we can definitely do a bunch of stuff, and we also have to build up the Grand Stadium here finally.
What'll it be?
So we're going to keep the Providence over here, just kind of big chillin', as it were. And most of the population, if not all of them, are now Obreras, so that's okay. And they don't have a boxing arena down here, which that is mildly problematic. I'm going to have to find a spot to put that in. Back when I first started playing Anno 1800, I was always really, like... I don't know how to explain this properly. I wasn't really thrilled with the New World, mostly because...
An explosion in one of your factories.
Seriously? Really? Can I tell a story? No, I'm looking at you. Can I tell a story once in my life without you having to blow up? And no, I know it wasn't exactly you who blew up the last time, but stop blowing up, please. I'm trying to tell a story. Moving back to where I needed to go. This is not where I needed to go. I wasn't exactly thrilled with New World Holdings because of how small the islands were, and I'm kind of like fighting that right now, because you can clearly see, like, I can put a boxing arena over on this side, which it would be okay, but at the same time, that's going to mess with these train routes, or it's not going to look right, in my opinion. So I'll probably have to come back to the whole boxing arena thing, unless I get rid of actual homes in the middle here. Who doesn't have it? Oh, like, no one has it in the middle. Okay, so what would happen if I just get rid of these? Yeah, I think that's probably what I have to do. So let's get rid of these, and then we're gonna put down a boxing arena right here. So then that should actually improve island happiness, right? Yeah, so that they're still content, but they're not upset, and they're plus 10. I guess that's okay. The next thing here also is that we do actually have 3 clay deposits, and we do have a power plant that's working. So why don't we, like, join forces, okay? And I'm doing a hand gesture. Join forces and get these things working, right? We have 2 over here and then 1 over there. But the problem is that I can't actually get, like, electricity over to this thing. At least I don't want to, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, intriguing. So you do actually have a decent amount of oil in here still. Okay, Well, that changes things then. Good to know. So let's begin. We are going to start expanding the settlement over in this corner. And we're going to do something like this. We don't want it to be like...
The city has grown more beautiful.
Oh, nice. Love to see that coming from Amaryllis. We don't want it to be spammy, but at the same time, we want it to look nice as always. That would not look nice if I put that road over there, but I can just go ahead and bring this road down here, and this one to here, and then this one up to here. And I think what we should do from now is determine where we're going to actually want to put, like, our post offices. So this is actually a really big building that consistently messes with me. I don't appreciate what it does at all. Actually, if I get rid of... Oh, no, I'm going to have to actually get rid of all of them. No, I don't. Is that actually... Yeah, I need to get rid of these two. And then let's put in a post office right over here, because I feel like the people in Rantium and Amaryllis would definitely like to receive some mail coming out from Prosperity. It's not a lot, but it'll definitely be something. I feel like if we put some homes over on this side, which I think that might be kind of cool, we can do just that. So with these oil deposits, right, I'm thinking about using the brick wall stuff again. And we're going to essentially wall them off so we don't build stuff in and around them. You know what I mean? Let's get it over to, like, here. We're going to bring it down a little bit to, like, right here. Go here. Please work. No. Come on. I did say that was going to move the oil deposits, but moving all the oil deposits on, what was it, Horseshoe Bay, took a lot out of us. So I'm just going to keep them as is. So we're going to have that walled complex over here. Seeing as how this one is larger, we're going to have to definitely increase the radius of this one. So I don't mind there being train tracks near homes. In fact, I kind of like it. But when it actually comes to, like, the oil stuff, I don't want this actually falling on people's heads. And I don't think that Duke Patrick wants the same to happen to his people either, because he's been doing a very, very good job with Prosperity all this time, minus the random explosions that happen every now and then coming out from a certain hot sauce mass production. But that's besides the point. We don't need to open up that can of worms.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Let's get a wall going to here, and then we'll go down to here. And we'll have to do this. So we're going to go over here, because we have a lumberjack hut over here, and I don't want to interfere with that. I'm going to put a gate right over here. Go down to here, and boom. So we got our oil stuff pretty much sanctioned off, and we can build around it, so that's good. Over in this corner, let's continue building some homes, shall we? And we can bring the road to, like, here, right? I really like to have the straight roads. I don't know why. It is what it is. Let's get... Or what's the radius of this thing? Because we need to also get that going. If we were to have one home here, can we have two homes there? Yep, perfect. Yes, this would work. Okay. So we'll have another block right over here, and then we'll make one heading up into this direction. Perfect. And we can have some over here. We'll have just two right over there. Let's get some roads to them so they don't complain and I lose it. Let's get a road connection there and to there. So now the mail generation should be a little bit faster. It's not too much. I mean, once they get to a bears, it'll be a little faster. How are you looking?
We are on the right track.
I feel like a boxing arena back here would be kind of cool. Yeah, let's do that right over here. We're gonna need a hospital over in this corner as well. We can put the hospital, like, a little bit closer to the oil. I don't think that's gonna be that much of a problem. Question mark? I don't know. Having a town hall or two in here would kind of be really cool, actually. And that's another thing that I didn't put down. Oh, Lord. But the good thing is that these things don't actually need to be connected to a road, per se. But over here, I just kind of like the look of where it is, so I'm going to put one down. And we'll continue on with some more homes over back here. So I'm in a very storytelling mood today. I don't know what's come over me, but I feel like I want to tell you guys some stories of back when I was just about a wee lad playing video games with my best friend, who was pretty much like my brother, so I'll just refer to him as my brother. Um, what we used to do, like, for example, and this also kind of ties into like my whole warmongering thing, and you guys will understand. Now you'll get why I like to fight a lot. Not really, but back in the day, my brother and I, we would pretty much play a lot of war games together, like Napoleon Total War, Empire Total War, Men of War, Assault Squads, any of those types of games, right? And we would always come up with like the most unconventional tactics ever, okay? And we would always argue with one another, saying like, oh no, I'm the battlefield commander, no, you are this time. And then there's times that we don't want to be the battlefield commander because we messed up so royally before, and it was just a whole ordeal. So I know you guys have known that I've mentioned Napoleon Total War before on the channel quite a bit, actually. And that's definitely a game that I do want to revisit at some point, especially since they have the whole Napoleon Total War 3. And it reminded me of one particular time that we were like, all right, we gotta try something new, because back then we were actually like losing constantly, right? We would play multiplayer a lot, and sometimes like the days will actually be really good and we'd be like popping off, and other days it would be absolutely terrible and we would lose practically every single match. As for nations that we would play, I
The
personally
people celebrate your leadership.
like to stick with the French and the Prussians. I would play the Ottomans from time to time, but normally I was really good with my whole cavalry tactics and use of artillery, and he was more so better with infantry movements. So we complemented each other very, very well. So like one of us would bring more of the other. So I would bring, for example, 3 or 4 units of cuirassier, 2 lancers, and go to town. Right, I would mess the entire enemy team up by the time that he would be able to push forward, along with artillery. So, for those of you who are unaware, whenever you would start a multiplayer match, it usually the host would come up with certain rules, right? Like the typical rules were like no artillery or 1 artillery, but it cannot be a unicorn. And just for everyone's knowledge, it's not an actual unicorn, it's a howitzer piece that the Russians actually had that was a lot, it would shoot a lot farther pretty much than the regular artillery piece. So you could bring an artillery piece that was a regular howitzer, but it didn't necessarily have to be a unicorn per se. And I just completely forgot about the fact that I could have optimized this with electricity. But I guess I can put a trade union over here. Not a big deal. I have enough influence. I can do it. So apart from that, you would also have like people saying that you cannot use rocket troops, which, to be perfectly honest, like rocket troops in Napoleon Total War were oppressive as hell. Okay, they were very annoying. Because the thing about Napoleon Total War is the artillery actually did not have an ammunition count. It would essentially be infinite. Those things could just fire from the opposite side of the map the entire time, and you couldn't do anything about it unless you went and attacked the person, right? So we would typically be like, okay, we do like 1 artillery piece, no unicorns, no rocket troop, all that stuff, and we would just go from there. But one day he comes to me, he's like, all right, man, I got the coolest tactic. I was like, oh no, here we go. Whenever he started a statement like that, I knew something was going to be up. 100%. He's like, so I've been playing as the Ottomans in my off time. I'm like, oh no. Why? And he goes, so they have this really cool unit called the CMAT Janissaries. Now, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I do have some viewers that are from Turkey. I never thought I'd say that ever before.
Beautiful.
But yes, so you guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong in the way of my pronunciation. But he's like, I have some CMAT Janissaries here, and they are straight up melee infantry, and they're going to go to town. Now, let's evaluate the setting, as it were. The Napoleonic era, known for its mass use of artillery, infantry, and constant bombardments, right? This fool wanted to use swordsmen in that particular time frame. Yeah. But I was not expecting what was going to happen. Naturally, I was like, man, maybe we should rethink this whole situation.
About time we toasted to profit.
I say, good chap. Absolutely. So we get into the match. We find two other people who are wanting to play similar typical rules, and he insta-locks the Ottomans. I'm like, okay, all right. Let me just pull you to the side really quick. Are we really going through with this? He's like, yeah, man, just trust me. I'm like, okay, but you're gonna tell me what I have to do because I have no clue what you're planning. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay. I'm scared. So I pick the French, and that was a safe pick. Okay, I picked the French. And I'm ready. I'm ready to essentially back him up wherever he needs me. Then I see his army. Okay? This fool picked 16 CMAT Janissaries, 2 Sipahi Cavalry, which are Lancers, and they were pretty good. So we're at 18 now. 1 unit of Horse Artillery, and his general, which I think he would just pick the traditional general staff, or he might have gotten one of the like historical generals because you can pick from them, which is kind of cool. And I'm over here with like Fusiliers of the Line, Young Guards, which were my bread and butter. I love playing with the Young Guards. That sounds very weird, but that do not take it in that way. They're guard units, the Garde Imperiale. Okay, yeah, a lot of excessive hand gestures right now just happened. You didn't see it. Then I got 1 unit of, I think it was the Grand Battery of the Convention, which was a larger artillery piece. It wasn't a howitzer, but it was a, I think they were 24 pounders. And I was ready, okay? I had some cavalry, I had Lancers of the Guard, I had some Chasseurs of the Guard. I essentially was like, I need to prepare myself for whatever this man is planning, okay? Lo and behold, I see him like corner camping behind a little ridge, and this is on the Pyramids map. Pyramids map, it's kind of got like a little hill favoring the defender, but you'd see the pyramids in the far back. You couldn't actually get to them, right? And
Skies are clear.
I'm actually gonna take the minor tangent. I'm just gonna take the I think the Towering Crest back to Isengard to get a couple more things. And we're going to also send the Towering Crest back over to Hunt's Hell.
People celebrate your leadership.
Perfect. So I start, engaging with the enemy, and he's just hiding in the corner for the most part. All you could really see were his general, the 2 cavalry units, and his artillery piece. And I'm just trying to, like, hold the line, okay? I picked units specifically that were going to hold the line. I drag him in. I'm kind of pulling the Austerlitz tactic. I'm trying to pull them further and further back so I can lure them in, because he's like, come on, man, you gotta lure them in for me. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you want from me, okay? I'm trying my best not to have my army decimated right now by the fact that I have 2 Prussian players fighting at me with Deathhead Hussars and, I don't know, crazy strong musketeers. Next thing I hear, which hands down, the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life playing one of these games. He just screams, it's like, I'm going in, cover me, Porkins! And I see all of these CMAT Janissaries just charge right down the hill towards one of the Prussian players. That dude had no idea what to do. He's like, I'm gonna rip these guys to shreds, man. Just hold them off. I'm like, I'm doing my best here. I don't know what more I can do. And I see these things come down. He's like, all right, dude, get in there with your cavalry. Go. I'm like, dude, okay. Bring in like 2 Lancers of the Guard and whatnot. And like, I gotta hand it to him. Like, chef's kiss. That Prussian player didn't even know what the heck happened to him. Okay, all of his musketeers started routing en masse, right? They just went all the way back. You are not going to ruin this moment for me. They just went all the way to the back of the map to reform, and he was still charging. He was still going. Like, I had enough of their fire on me, so the moment that he actually engaged from the flank, they couldn't do anything about it. The Prussian player's cavalry, they couldn't do anything about it because he was either being countercharged or those Janissaries were literally hacking them to shreds. That it was just the most glorious moment of our lives, just watching these CMAT Janissaries just charged out. At the end of the match, he just goes, I don't know what you were concerned about, man. I'm like, hello? Let's look at the casualties list. I lost like at least 3/4 of my army, and this fool over here is like, granted, he did lose a lot as well, but the effectiveness of the CMAT Janissaries are nothing to be so scoffed at. So if you ever do play Napoleon Total War and you do decide that you want to go into like multiplayer and pick the Ottomans, remember this little story because it might come to help you. You never know. I actually don't know whether the Napoleonic Total War 3 mod has the CMAT Janissaries or if they've actually changed them, because they've changed the unit speeds, and that's a big thing with those particular shock troops, is that they need to have a lot of speed associated with them. They need to get in, get out fast, because they're essentially the melee infantry version of shock cavalry. That's how strong they were. They had this another they had another unit. I think there were Azads. I don't really remember. They didn't have the Bashi Bazooks.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
It was not the same as those, but they were definitely worse off units. I'm gonna grab some more brass. I'm gonna grab some gold, and we're gonna grab a couple more of these weapons because we're gonna be making some cool stuff over here. But yeah, it was a very, very fun time. If I could try to convince him to do a couple episodes with me, I don't mind reinstalling base Napoleon Total War, and we can try to get some multiplayer matches going. I'm not sure. I actually have to talk to him about that. He's very busy these days, so we don't get to talk much, but... And likewise, you know.
How thrilling! A renowned...
Yeah, we don't need that. But yeah, very, very funny. Some of the craziest things have happened whenever him and I do things together. It's like every time we would actually hang out, something would go wrong. I don't know. Like, I guess we just had that written on our foreheads. We like we just had to, I don't know. Something always had to go wrong whenever we hung out. Either, like, for example, if we went out to eat, they would get our order wrong and something like that. I don't know. It happens. But definitely very, very good memories. Very good memories. I moved to a different state, so he's still back where I used to live. But we still talk regularly via text and whatnot. Whenever we can, of course. Let's put a whole bunch of these oil tankers right over here. A couple more of these things. Let's actually, yeah, I like that footbridge right over here. And we have some crates. We can put down some crates, or we can do like cargo containers. Let's do something like that. Now let's try to focus a little bit on our gameplay over here, because I kind of took you down a stroll down memory lane out of nowhere. We don't want that. Well, I mean, we can kind of have that, or you know what we can do? We can go to the industrial pack. That's not the one. It's this one in it. That's kind of cool. I like that. Does the footbridge work with that now then? Yeah, I guess it can. I need to see it when a train actually goes through. Yeah, that'll be better. What other things? Well, we can definitely have one of these offices back here. Okay, okay. Everything else looking pretty good. We can do some of the piping network. Do something like that right there. Okay. And just go back to the base, and we can get some of this and some of this. Over here's a little empty. Let's get some crates over here. Maybe some steel bars. I'm gonna put another one of these sheds. Oh, I don't want to go out there. There we go. Looking good. So that's a pretty nice looking industrial complex for oil. Right next to a hospital. Looking good. How we're looking over here. Oh yeah, we can upgrade you guys.
It's out of my hands now.
It was always in your hands to begin with, but you always consistently try to do something to ruin me. Hasn't worked though. I'm still alive and kicking. Okay, so this should be fine. We have a marketplace back here as well.
It's all thanks to your leadership.
Let's go. Well, actually, not my leadership. It's really Patrick's leadership, not me. Do I want to build another bridge over on this side? No, I feel like that'll be too excessive. There's a lot of empty spaces back here that I'm not particularly happy about. So we're gonna put some banners right over here because I know Patrick loves banners so much. But I'll tell you something he likes more than banners. This man loves his columns. And that's why I brought a whole bunch of the cool stuff over, so I can give the man the columns that he deserves for being a very long-term channel supporter, commenting religiously on the videos from very early on. And you know what? I'm so appreciative. That's why I wanted to do this for him. Actually, come back. Look, I'll get rid of this pavilion, and then we're gonna put the Dasky's column in here. We're gonna need a lot of cement, apparently. Let's put the column right over there. You're kind of useless right now. The other airship should be coming in relatively soon. Oh, there it is. I need to actually get some cement. Or at least some more cement. I don't have any in here? I thought I brought some. Well, I'm gonna upgrade this harbor to
Your
maximum
ship has
too.
returned from its voyage.
So I have 150. Okay,
Airborne and
you're
ready
gonna
to
make
go.
another trip then. You're gonna go back to Isengard. You're gonna give me some more cement because I know you have them there. And we're gonna put down some of the columns and cool stuff over here. So one thing, if you guys didn't know about the history of Prosperity in our playthrough, is that Prosperity is actually known for defending probably the most against Lady Margaret Hunt and the Royal Council's forces. So I commemorate this glorious island with a victory arch, because Patrick's forces actually were able to hold back and destroy Lady Margaret Hunt's entire navy right here in this harbor. It was very close. The battle was very close, and Prosperity almost fell in that fight. But they held firm. They held long enough for the fleet to actually be destroyed, and for our main fleet to actually come on in, swoop, and destroy the rest of Lady Margaret Hunt's forces here in the New World. So Prosperity is kind of that bulwark of our enterprise, really. It's been quite some time. And it's been, you know, it's been steady the entire time. It's fantastic. There's only some times when it ran out of oil for some reason. I think that was more so just because Ditchwater had expanded in population size so much. Let's get a large railway haul through here. I kind of want to make this look a little bit nicer. I don't think I can put another one over there, unfortunately. I don't want to spam it. See, that's the big thing. So we can put, like, this here and, like, this here, and then we can get the railway guard hut, like, right over here. That should be kind of cool. You can put an office right over here. I feel like, do we need to have construction zones in here? I think we can. We can have some construction going on. Get the constructions right over there. I definitely want to work... Oh, you know what? This is probably the coolest idea. We're going to grab some of these oil containers, and we're going to make 2 rows right over here. We're also going to put a row kind of in the middle right here. Yeah, that works. Do we want more over here? No, I don't think we do. Coal, we're not using coal here at all. We can have a railway crane. We can put the railway crane right over here. And that should look pretty cool. Then the whole pipe network, to me, I think this is a really cool thing. For some odd reason, it tickles my fancy in a specific way. Like, I don't know, like, we're also, not necessarily that it's water, really. It could be, like, geothermal type energy that we're also taking out. It could take from either source, I think, would be kind of cool. So I'm going to make this network go like this along the ground, because to be perfectly honest with you, while I can put the other ones up, the ones that are actually elevated, I don't know if I want to. You know what? I'm just going to drop that whole train of thought from now, and I'm gonna do what I said.
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
So we're gonna need a connector. We can actually get rid of this one. Let's get a connector right over here. We will have to do the same with this one. We'll get a connector right over here. And then we'll get some of the elevated ones. Problem is getting one that turns like that. There we go. So that looks kind of cool. We're also going to need the elongated one. Perfect. Looking really nice. And we will head back to the old world momentarily to get the items that we need, specifically being the cement. Let's get a water tower right over here. And we'll just have some cargo crates just dotted around here. You can do one over there. We can have like some additional crates right over here. You can put a little shed back here and a shed right over here. I don't want it to be too excessive. The footbridge here is not going to work. Over back here, though, we can have some additional crates. Looking good. The shed, which is another personal favorite of mine. I didn't mean to actually put that over there. And we'll get some of this right over here. Get some of this right over here. And some of this here. A little empty over in this corner. Let's check out this industrial zone pack again. Well, you know, you can't actually have the oil tanks as well, because technically what we are doing is this is a massive oil network over here, so we can actually have two of the oil tanks right over here. Yeah, that works. You know what? Let's go for the third. Do just that. I don't like this corner. I'm gonna change that out. Oh, whoops. Yeah, let's do that. And instead, I'm going to probably place another one, like, right over here. Looking good. And then from over here, I might bring them upwards. So let's just get rid of all of these. For the most part. I'll get it over to here. Let's put one here, one here, one here. So what's the difference with the... Oh, it's a passageway. Oh, that actually looks kind of cool. Yeah, that's really nice, actually. Let's do something like that. And then we're just going to fill it out with the elevated piping. And we're going to connect it. Yeah, that looks really cool. So they have room to actually get through. Nice. And now we can fill this spot out. Looking good. And we are actually going to get the other office right over here. And then we have some spots right over here. Can we get another industrial crane? I think it might... Nah, we don't need it. Let's just grab it. Finish this out. There we go. That is really nice, actually. As many tiles as we could, we actually filled out. And I feel like we can definitely do a little walkway through. Because this is Imperium business, we definitely have to have the flags here and the banners. The problem with this train track now is that I can't put banners right in the front of this thing. But this is the way to actually get through if you're going by foot or by vehicle. So, oh, Lord, there's one outside. Dang it! Okay, I just noticed that. That's unfortunate. Okay. Time to fix it. Alright, bye-bye, Lightning Jackpot. I was trying to save you, but apparently that didn't really pan out the way that I wanted it to. Ripperoni. Okay, let's... Easy fix, not a big deal. We're just going to get over to here. Not gonna make it like too sizable of a change, but we can make it like this. Okay. Then we can grab one of this, and then it becomes okay. Now we can do Imperium business. Be on your way. All right, back to the old world for a second. I need you to get as much cement as possible, and I know you have enough here. Perfect. And we're going to head back over to...
The epidemic spreads across your city.
Are you kidding me? Where? Okay, I'm not surprised. I'm not as surprised as I thought I would be. Which was actually causing the illness? It's one of these things. Oh, there it is. Chance of illness plus 60%. That's what's happening. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I'm looking at it. Okay, so we're gonna wait for the cement to come back. The other airship, the Providence, is over here. We're gonna have to get some more timber, and I will get some more bricks, and then head back over to Prosperity.
Sky's the limit.
And while that's happening, I now have some guns over here, and we're going to be building as many of these things as we possibly can. So, at least we have these ones. I want to say I can actually build all of them. Nice! Okay, so, oh no.
Hold the crane.
Minute 20. Okay, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Spreading a little illness won't hurt anybody. It builds character. Okay, so if Jean actually comes through this side, then at least these guns are gonna fire
Your
at him.
chance to fight for something worth fighting for.
You know, I have a feeling like my fleet is gonna be able to just intercept at some point, so...
We're counting on you.
Oh, that's actually kind of sizable, isn't it? Where's my fleet? Oh, okay. Well, it's right there. So, I guess... Yeah, there we go. It's already firing. And they're already dispersing. They're turning around to fire at my fleet.
Ship under attack.
No, that's fine. Use your gunboats and your frigates. I just feel like if they're on a patrol route, they just don't do anything.
Fleet ready?
Okay, now they're firing. There we go. So what? They have to upset them enough for them to actually stop? That's what it seems like. Oh, I missed these ships actually in their prime. Nice. Oh, there's our disease
New
ship.
orders.
4 seconds, 5. Nice, okay. So that's pretty much done. Do I even have a free ship to go pick that up? I can't.
Nose forward.
I'll use the Hermes. Okay, the disease is over. These guys need to catch up with that Lone Ranger right over there, and that'll be all she wrote. And I don't know why Isabel went all the way to Armadella, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Can't really do much about that. But yeah, we got these set up over here. Now, other locations that Jean unfortunately, you know, pops out from. Over here near Cultural and Horseshoe Bay, which Horseshoe Bay on this side can actually have some guns, I would imagine. Let's see. Where are they? They're right over here, aren't they? Yep. Yeah, so we can have, like... We have a lot of oil here that I haven't even built up. Let's just get rid of it. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, we have, like, 5 anti-armor guns over here. There are some that actually come through the corridor of Solaria, but they're not... It's not as much.
The epidemic left buildings abandoned.
Yeah, okay. Still deal with them. We can fortify Rosa a little bit. We can also fortify Solaria a little bit. We're gonna have to anyway, so that's a thing. The other locations that he typically comes out of, like Ventaris, is actually a place that he pops out a lot, and we do have a free harbor area over here. But I'm kind of hoping that he tries to go by, like, at least Fort Zanos, or actually go near La Isla so I can see all these freaking guns fire. Because their radius is not too bad. It goes to... Where is it?
Your ship has returned from its voyage.
It goes all the way out to, like, here. So they will fire, and I'm happy about that. Perfect. So you have arrived with the cement. And let's go ahead and we need some more bricks.
What'll
I
it
did
be?
bring some. Looking good. Let's go ahead and build up
Sky's clear.
Daski's column. Can you just move out of the way, please? Just a little bit. Not asking for a lot. And boom. There's the Damascus column right over there. So we got a pleasant colony. And we have the victory arch right in the front. I think some banners are necessary, actually. There we go. That's a great way to get into prosperity right there. We should actually have a commuter pier or pier of some sort. Public mooring. That's the word. That's what I was looking for. We don't have a free harbor area. Free coast required. It's because of the road here, isn't it? That actually works. Okay, so we're gonna do that, but we're gonna have to have a road connection now, and that's actually a pier, so we can't do that. We're gonna get rid of this home, and we're going to get a double road through here. Okie dokie. And then what we would need to do...
Your city has grown more beautiful.
Oh no, something's on fire. Anytime that thing pops up, I'm like, yeah, something's on fire. Or they're sick, one of the two. More than likely over there, something's on fire. But at least he's telling us, so, I mean, that's a good thing, right? You know, take the little victories where you can. I feel like over here... I don't know if the World's Fair Gate is actually going to work out too well, but I am kind of digging, like, the victory columns. I'm just going to need some more reinforced concrete. So actually, what I will do is I'm going to park these things one further forward, and then we're going to get some victory columns. Yep, looking pretty good. You can also build a victory column in the harbor. So that's kind of cool. You can put one, like, right over here. I think that'll be pretty cool. Victory column there. And we can put a... Let's actually spin them so they're kind of looking at one another. There we go. Victory columns, 2 of them right there would be pretty cool. So we're going to need a lot of reinforced concrete and some more bricks. Can you head back to Hunt's Hell for me? And then the Hermes probably picked this up, so let's go and talk to Isabel. Look at me actually fulfilling a quest for the NPC for once. I have a soft spot in my heart for Isabel. Especially now, as she's dealing with that whole, like, ecological disaster happening on La Zoltuna. I think that's how you say it. Alright, so we have a lot of empty spaces up here, too. We want to probably get some beautification work done. We should definitely utilize this pack, and that's unfortunately too small of an area, but this is not. We can definitely put it right over here. Over here, though, we probably put down some of the really cool summer pavilions. So, like, maybe one over there and one over here. Have a couple of these stands. And, you know what? Thanks to you guys for telling me that my voice is actually kind of cool.
A beautiful thing this day.
Oh, thank you.
Onward.
Thank you for telling me that my voice is actually, like, pleasant to listen to. Normally, I don't think it is, but like I was telling John in one of the comments recently, I live with myself, okay? I hear this voice every single day. I'm going to not like it after a certain time, but I'm very, very appreciative that you guys like my voice, so... It's not going to be going anywhere for quite some time. Except for the random times that I actually do get sick and I lose my voice. But then you'll get Chipmunk Rantius, like you've heard once before. Now that one time, that was definitely actually a good time to lose my voice. Some other times that I lost my voice, it's been at the most inopportune times, and it's been, ooh, terrible. We'll put another one of the Sunwells back here. Get a summer pavilion right over here. I feel like we might be able to do something like that. It's kind of pretty. And not a market cart, but we can definitely have like some tropical fruit right back here. Fried corn. We can put a little space in between, but I do want to add some palm trees in here. In the back here, I think I'm just gonna put, like, the equivalent of Temperate Grove, really? Where is it? Classical. Not luxurious. Oh, yeah, it isn't luxurious. Cool. Very nice. Okay, there's no room over here, because I know I built some over on these corners, so that's pretty cool. This is an open spot. We're going to work on that. Over here, we'll do the same. That spot's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about the Fiesta Pack over in this corner, though. That's a pretty sizable area, but I want to actually boost island attractiveness more than anything else. I will leave this spot open and do the same with Fiesta stuff in a moment. But anywhere that we have, like, I don't know, some corners like these, I'm just going to put this down. This should be okay. Back here, we can put down this stuff. And some over here. This is open. You know, I can work with that. That's fine. Alright. This airship needs to get some reinforced concrete, if I can ever find it. Those are some windows down there. We don't need it. Reinforced concrete. Thank you. Might as well get some bricks, too, while you're at it. I would assume you have a lot. Yeah, you do.
Engines engaged.
Okay, so who is this? Okay, so she affects the Poncho Darner. Okay, interesting. Not too shabby. I want to get a bridge over on this side, so what I'm gonna actually do is get rid of this, and we're gonna build this right over here. So then our future build path is gonna be like building some homes over in this corner. Because we don't have any mines. That's for certain. We don't have any mines. Oh, there's another complex over here I didn't actually build anything around. Whoops, what is wrong with me today? I think I'm just either too hyper or I need some more coffee. Which either is, to be perfectly honest with you, very, very plausible. Let's get this over to here. Because, I mean, I think I might actually move where the stadium is. Because I don't want it to be, like, right over here. Yeah, I'm going to move the stadium. Let's get that gone as well, because I want to extend this by one at least to like right over here, and then we're gonna put the, we'll do it here actually. This needs to be changed to, oh, I think that's it. Dang it. Okay. One other thing I wanted to mention to everybody, I am a very avid first or story-driven type enjoyer with gaming and whatnot. I don't really know how to say it properly. So I have been exploring a couple ideas for solo games that have story based around them. Witcher 3 is definitely a big one. I'm going to be doing that on the channel at some point because Witcher for me is definitely something that I hold very near and dear to me. There was a time in life that was extremely difficult, and I know it might sound a bit like, what is he actually like talking about, because it's sounding kind of weird, but the Witcher series actually got me through a very difficult time in life, and I hold a very soft spot in my heart for it. I always tend to play Witcher 3 at least once a year. I don't know why. It just, it is what it is. I love the game, and I would definitely really like to do a series like that on the channel. And additionally to that, yesterday I went ahead and purchased Space Marines 2 because I'm a very big Warhammer fanatic. More so with the Warhammer Fantasy than anything else. And I would definitely like to start a Let's Play on that as well. So I know for the most part, my channel at the moment is growing a lot based off of Anno 1800 content. I'm not going to be stopping Anno, so don't freak out, okay? I will hold you down. It's okay. I'm still going to be doing Anno content. However, I would very much appreciate it if you guys also support the story-driven games as well, because I think they will be pretty fun. I think we're gonna have a lot of laughs with them, and normally I like to play them on probably like the hardest difficulty levels. So it's gonna be a time. Let's just put it that way. It'll be a time. So I'd very much appreciate if you guys would check that out once I actually get to that point. I don't know when I'm gonna be starting those, but I guess I'll make a post about it. We need to find some way to get over to this thing that actually makes sense to my brain. I think getting rid of this... Well, you know what? This is actually a time that you can utilize these things and you can move them. Smile. Get over here. Get rid of that one because we're gonna have to bring this thing down, and then... Why is it doing that? I didn't... That's terrible. I don't like the way that looks. I like the way that looks. I didn't like the way they looked before. But yeah, definitely, I will let you guys know when I'm going to be probably playing Space Marines 2. I think that's the one that I definitely want to try out. More than likely, within the next couple of days, we'll explore it. Let's go ahead and loop this around. And then we're going to bring this down. Story-driven games. That's how I should have said it. But do you think I was going to in that proper way? No. Let's get some of these over here as well. Looking very nice. I like making these industrial complexes. Really, they're cool. Let's get 2 of these. Okay, so like here we can have a crane, and here we can have a crane. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. We'll put an oil tank on this side and one on this side. Ooh, nice. I love it. Okay. And then we can probably explore the whole footbridge thing over here. Like that a lot. Additionally, with story-driven games, what I also have been working on little by little is additional EU4 content. There are a couple mods that you guys, I'm pretty sure if you're avid EU4 players, because I have not seen them being played on YouTube, and it's very, very depressing. Let me tell you that I found a mod. It is just so good, right? But has like little to no notoriety. Why? Because it's just literally the setting, okay? And what is that setting, you might ask? I'll tell you. It's RuneScape, okay? This one guy, I even messaged him about, it was about a month ago, and I asked him whether it would be okay if I actually cover the mod, and he said, yeah, go for it. And I don't know, like, I think it's more so because RuneScape, unfortunately, gets memed on a little bit. I don't know why. Because it's a very good game. It has very good lore to it. And I highly recommend, like, if you want to try something that's, like, somewhat relaxing, you can try RuneScape out. Because, like, you can be a skiller and whatnot and just, I don't know, make money. That's totally fine. You don't have to be, like, the crazy junkie that goes, like, deep into the wilderness to do, like, Slayer-related content and whatnot. That's only if you want to. But... like, the game is a lot of fun. I haven't played it in a hot minute, but when I played it a lot, which was last year, but actually before I started the channel, I got most of my skills to 99. I'm just trying to convince a couple of my friends to get involved with it. The game is a lot better when you're playing it with somebody. I don't know what to put in the front here. Maybe just the flower bed. There we go. But yeah, give that game a shot as well.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Let's get that over there. So yeah, that's a really nice... We're doing a lot when it comes to the beautification work today.
Lift achieved.
I love it. Told you I'm in my story time mood. Let's build this column and this
Your
column.
city has grown more beautiful.
And I want to hope that we have enough for these two, because this is really nice. I don't think I do. What am I missing? Bricks and steel beams. Got it.
Ready to fly.
You can probably do that alone. Wait a minute. Can we also put those, like, around this. No, dude, if I could have linked it up to this, that would have been amazing. I can do it here, but
Celebrate your leadership.
we have room over here, so I'm not gonna bother with that. Let's just get the exotic flower beds over here. And put a couple of flower beds right over here as well. Would do very, very well. In the front here, we're just gonna put the traditional terracotta down. Just one little slab. Won't hurt anybody. This is looking very, very pretty. I really like what Prosperity has turned into.
This city is a magnet for genius.
Great. There's also one person that I would like to shout out before we end the episode off, and that's DSN Dunsey. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. So Dunsey is a very, very cool person. I have gone and seen a couple of his videos. Definitely worth watching. I will put his YouTube channel URL in the description for you guys to check it out. Highly encourage you do. He is going to be starting his content up soon, so definitely go there, drop a sub, help another small creator out. We got to help one another out in this line of work, as it were. So I would very much appreciate if you guys go and take a look-see at his channel. He's starting up recently, as I just said, once more. So I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that he's going to be producing. So definitely worth jumping on the bandwagon while it's early, so you can see the rise of another great YouTube channel, in my humble opinion. And I think what I would like to do here is get a road connection over to here. Why aren't you working? Ah, because I'm out of bricks. Oh, how lovely. You're here, so you're the one here. I didn't see which one I actually sent off. And we're gonna need some steel beams. Or right down here. We're gonna head on back.
Nose forward.
So yeah, I think what we'll do in the next episode is we're gonna work a little bit more on Prosperity, because I definitely want to get that Grand Stadium up. I think what I might end up doing with it is putting it further in this corner, or this side may not be bad either. Let's see. This might actually be a better spot for it. Right over here. Yeah. I'll put this down here. Now, I know Patrick is very, very active with commenting, so you let me know if you like the spot of this Grand Stadium more so than here. Because I feel like over here we can do a little bit more stuff. And over here, like, we can put more homes and such over back here, but I'm not really certain. This spot, if it's not going to be this, then it's going to be homes. So you let me know. We have this spot, and then you also have, like, this spot down here, and, like, a little bit further up over here. So 1, 2, or 3. We'll do it that way. 1, 2, or 3. An argument could have been made that I could put it back here, but I don't know. I figured, like, over here might actually be a little bit better. But yeah, the island is looking a lot nicer, and these columns are definitely doing wonders. I can't wait to see his response to these. I love it when you guys comment. I truly do. I cannot encourage it enough. Comment, comment, comment. That's how I get to know everyone. And one big thing about me is I want to know about you guys as much as possible, as much as I possibly can, you know, manage it.
Airborne and ready to go.
And one thing for certain, I am never going to forget you guys who are started and helped out with the birth of this channel, starting this thing off. I'm never going to forget you. There's no way, okay? Rest assured. I have an elephant's memory. I'm not going to forget you. I'm not that type of person.
Lift achieved.
If I were to be able to give every single one of you who gave me this opportunity a hug, even the people who are sharing the content and getting my name out there, dude, if you guys want to, like, legit huddle around me, I give you guys the biggest hug like no tomorrow. 100%. You guys are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Please tell me I have enough to build both of these. Let's go. All right, that's pretty cool. That is very cool.
Airborne and ready to go.
So let's move this thing out of the way. And we have our airships here, so we're going to be focusing on Prosperity for another episode or two. because we haven't been here for quite some time except to deal with the random explosions coming out from these hot sauce factories. But apart from that, we did a lot of work. It's looking very beautiful. Finally finished up this whole section back here. Just need to put some like ornaments to make it look even nicer. Probably put some more victory arches. But yeah, this is the island that saved us in the War of Succession. Is it a Succession War? No, it's our Independence War. It was our Independence War, yeah. And even in, you know, previous wars too, dealing with Gasparov and Graves. So, you're kind of witnessing history here for everyone who's new to the channel. This island is what saved us. Patrick's forces saved us from ruin. Because if this island were to have fallen, then Terradange was next. That's all we really had. That one, Terradange, Per2, and Rosa, but Rosa actually did fall. So, yeah, La Isla fell too, but we didn't really care about that too much, because that's an island I love to hate. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for all of your continued support. 931 subscribers at the time of this recording. I like to mention it, not to like say like, oh my god, you gotta tell more people to subscribe. No, I mean, I would very much appreciate it, but at the same time, I would just like to keep everybody in the loop, because I feel like this is a joint effort. We're all working on this together, and I hope to be somebody in the future that people can actively, I know you guys are already relying on the episodes and you're having a lot of fun listening to them and enjoying them. But you know, obviously, as you're starting out, you want to get more and more, and you shouldn't be like greedy in that fact, but I'm still appreciative nonetheless, regardless of where the channel goes, to what heights, to what extent, to what happens in the future. All I can say is it's going to be incredible, and I'm so excited and happy to be sharing it with all of you guys. So, with that all being said, I will catch you on the next episode, my Rantians.